No, I did not misspell it. It's really called Fantasic Pinball. And it really is fantastic, though. It's by the folks over at Tecnosoft, which you might remember did the Thunder Force series, and were also responsible for porting Double Crush to the Genesis. And in case you don't remember, Double Crush is a similar video pinball game to this. Okay, well, let's put away this gorgeous full-color manual, boot up the game, and see how it is. So the game opens with a really dramatic introduction, especially for a pinball game. As you can see, it's in a fantasy setting. Unlike Double Crush, it's much more bright and colorful. And you know, although Tecnosoft didn't make the original Double Crush, they only ported it, this really does feel like the spiritual successor to the Crush series, which was one of the best video pinball series ever. Okay, so starting the game, you are offered a choice of 3 different characters. You've got a knight, this lady who I think is a sorceress, and then this turtle gremlin guy, or I don't know what he is, but let's go for the knight. And each of these characters have different special abilities, and that's triggered, I believe, when the ball reaches a certain velocity. The knight causes more damage to targets. I believe the sorceress temporarily increases the multiplier, and the dragon turtle guy has these multi-balls that come along. And they're not traditional multi-balls in the pinball sense, they are just these options that trail the main ball and hit a bunch of different targets at the same time. Now the game has a ton of bells and whistles, and I actually had to record my footage of me playing and analyze it to really figure out what the heck was going on with the scoring, which I don't think is really very straightforward, so I'll try to explain some of the rules here. Okay, so first off, the playing field is split into 3 different levels. The top level is Heaven, the middle Earth, and the bottom is the Underworld. Now, when you first get into the game, the first thing you're going to want to do is raise the drain blocker, and you do that by spinning that bat around like I just did, and then aiming right in the center of its mouth. And now with the drain blocked, I'm free to rack up points in the Underworld level without fear of draining the ball. And speaking of scoring, there's a few different ways to score in this game. So let's take a peek at what the numbers mean in the sidebar. The top number here keeps track of the number of non-destructible targets you've hit. The number to the left is the number of destructible targets you've hit. And then the number to the right is the multiplier. And you drive that up by completing sets of targets. For example, by hitting all 3 of the Dia de Muertos guys over here, or by hitting all these kind of babushkas, these kind of nice grandmothers. I don't know why you'd want to do that, except that you get score. And while the multiplier drives up the score of everything, you can also cash out your various points by, hitting the blue guy like I just did here, or the devil's mouth. And what that does is takes all the numbers, multiplies them together, and adds that to your score. And most of the counters at that point then go and reset, except for the number of destructible targets. And you get this bonus also when you drain a ball. Okay, so I just hit a bonus round, so let's take a look at this. This is actually my favorite bonus round in the game. In this bonus round, you have to completely destroy the Harpy's bedroom like a bratty little brother, or I should say a psychotic little brother, within the time limit, or you lose. You don't lose a ball, you just don't beat that boss, and you must beat all the bonus rounds, all the bosses, to beat the game. Yeah, I love this bonus round. I mean, it just, you're destroying the stereo, you've killed the teddy bear, I just blew the door off the hinges and there goes the dresser. And unfortunately I ran out of time, so I don't beat the boss, but I do get a hefty bonus. Other bonus rounds include the soccer one where you have to score goals, and this one where you just have to destroy all the devils or angels or whatever those guys are. So I have to say that Fantasic Pinball is a really great pinball game. They really pack a lot of variety and detail into this thing. There's so much care taken with it. The playing field is very much alive, and there's so much in the way of little animations here and there. And they don't stop at that. I mean, every character, for example, has their own musical theme. And, you know, that's something they really did not have to do. I don't think it's something that players expected. All that said, there are a couple downsides. The one that sticks out for me the most are the load times. I mean, I've seen much worse load times, but for example, I cut out a bit of loading between the bonus rounds in this video. And also, when you end the game, you're kicked all the way back to the title screen, and then you have to start the game again, and it loads, and it can get pretty frustrating, really, when your games are short. One other thing that bugs me about this game, and it's really minor, but there's no flipper noise. The flippers are dead silent, and I know it's not supposed to be like a real pinball machine, but for me, part of the fun of pinball is that really mechanical feel, that clicking and clacking and all that. And the fact that that's missing here does kind of diminish the fun a little bit for me, but it's not a big deal. So that's Fantasic Pinball, a really great pinball game for the Saturn and I believe the PlayStation 1 by Tecnosoft. And I know this is heresy, but I think I might prefer this to the Crush games. I mean, this is like if the Crush games went full 32-bit. And you know, if you haven't played the Crush games, go hunt down a copy of Alien or Devil Crush immediately and try it out, because those are really great as well. Okay, well that wraps up the review. I'll just leave you with this.